shoulda had better luck. I'ma wake him up from a slumber. Money ain't nothing but a thing, and the level ain't nothing but a number. Life ain't nothing but a game. Level up, never lose, shoulda had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still I wanna ball. Waking up meant that he gave me a chance and I'm rolling the dice. I do it all, living like I'm trying to go for the platinum trophy in life. Who can you call? Really nobody, so you should just follow me on your device. And know if she chillin' with me, then it's bound to be chemical X and the sugar and spice. Game in the system, but game is the hobby. I'm probably cocky, but hot as wasabi. I mean, if it's beef, then you know where to find me. My kiss is ready and so is my body. You should be running and telling your posse and what's in the speakers and what's in your potty. And she trying to kick it, but this ain't karate. Just keep that shit down while I'm watching Tsunami. I ain't saying I'm a super nerd, but I told you when we got involved, my idea of a perfect date is a PlayStation and some alcohol. I was role playing on GTA. I'm a good guy, but I got it all. If the world should end, be the first to leave, but the last of us acting naughty, dog. Level up, never lose, shoulda had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Never lose, shoulda had better luck. I'ma wake him up from a slumber. Money ain't nothing but a thing, and the level ain't nothing but a number. Life ain't nothing but a game. Level up, never lose, shoulda had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough.
What's going on, people? Famous here from LevelOneGaming.com, and congratulations, you guys leveled up to 137. This is the Double XP podcast. Before we get going, I know, I get it. Everything's in chaos right now, but for today, for this moment in time, we're gonna kick it back, talk about some video games. Even though it is dry season out here, somebody get this baby some lubricant. It is dry out here in gaming news. However, we're gonna keep the show going, keep the show rocking. As you know, we start with the introductions. The man to my right, the one with the clamps, Citizen Snips.
What's going on, everybody? It took all the remaining energy I have today to even just do the claws, man. It's been just a pitiful day for the human race as a whole. So, I'd like to say it's a wonderful Wednesday, like I normally do, but it's not. It's more of a whack Wednesday, but that's okay. We're here to save the day. We're here to give you something to feel good about. And so that's what we're going to focus on today, is 2XP not being crap. like seemingly everything else is. So we're doing our best, y'all. We're doing our best. We hope you enjoy it.
Next up, my right hand man, the floor hugger with the hard R.
What is up, y'all? It's 2021 and we still ain't dropping that. Awesome. Cool. I'm glad you guys are here with us today. I hope we're taking your mind off some things. It's not that I don't care. It's just video games are an escape, and we're here to escape for an hour at least. So I hope you guys rock with us. Make sure you keep the chat lively. We will be reading your questions if you have any for us. Tell us as we go through. Tell us what you got for Christmas and what you did for New Year's and what's your resolution.
Last but not least, DALLAZ. Man.
Damn.
He started adding different stuff to it, man. We all off the mark now. What's going on, D?
Yeah, man. My philosophy with this whole thing, on the cool, my philosophy with 2020 is going into 2021. It's looking like is if we're gonna watch the world burn, we may as well do it together. So straight up, that's pretty much what today's episode is. Like, we talking about what we talking about, and gaming news and whatnot, because there's always something happening. But real talk, I mean, if we're gonna suffer, we may as well suffer with each other. What's the thing that the dude said? I don't want peace. I want problems always. So that's where we at.
True.
Yo, shout out to everybody watching, man, who listening now or later. No Demon Guy reviews tonight. He got lucky because I was supposed to do him bad in his meme box.
Do him dirty.
Run out of time, so we didn't do that today. No guest this week, as you guys can see. We do have a guest next week. My homie Neo Spark will be on the podcast next week, so I'm really excited about that. We're going to get things started with the game you guys are watching on screen, Outriders. Our first big delay. Is this the first delay of 2021? Because this game was set to release in a few days.
It's the first delay announced in 2021.
Yes, because we know there could be a bunch of delays. They're all coming. There's no way around that. But it has been delayed. They came out and said that it will now release April 1st, 2021. And they're going to give us a demo February 25th. Now, I don't know if this is a I'm sorry for delaying the game. Let me give you a demo to play the game. But I know there are a lot of people that are excited for this game. Me, I'm not one of them. I think it's a game I'm going to play. I think it's dope. It has cross-play day one. That means me and Dallas be able to run it together. Even though I know he's going to get it on PlayStation. I'm going to get it on Xbox. It is what it is. But after what we had with Cyberpunk and other games that that should have been delayed, what do you guys think about our first delay of 2021 and your overall philosophy on delayed games? I'm going to start with you, D.
For the most part, I'm unbothered by it. I mean, we thought 2021 was going to be an end to the bullshit, and they delayed that. So, for the most part, the way I'm looking at it is the same way I look at every game that gets delayed. I'd rather you fix it, because we can see, especially if you like us and you've been looking at this type of stuff for as long as you've been looking at this type of stuff, you can kind of see what the seams might be. And if it all comes crashing down, what areas of this game that might happen in. So if they need a little time to tighten that up, please don't give us a Cyberpunk situation. And at this point, with everybody having gone through what they went through with CD Projekt Red, me being one of those people that was hyped for it, even with me enjoying the game now, as much as I still enjoy the game, I can't ignore its issues. So I've never been more down for a delay than I am right now at this time.
Hug, did you have any notions or thoughts or aspirations for this title? Are you excited for this game at all?
Honestly, I only really paid attention to it when we started Level 1 Gaming, because you were writing articles about it. I'm like,
yes.
What the hell is this game?
Yes, I was.
Does it look like a Remnant, the Remnant Beyond Shadows, or whatever that game, the Dark Souls with guns game that came out? And I was like, what is this? And I watched more, and I'm like, okay, maybe I'll play it. I'm not surprised that it's been delayed. I'm surprised it was the first announced. They got on that quick. But nobody really knows what this game is and what to do with it and what category it falls under. So I think they need to change some things, boost the art style a little bit, and just make a solid game. Because Dallas is right. We can't have the Cyberpunk Valhalla buggy messes that came out at the end of last year. We need quality games, because if we're going to be in our homes for another couple months here, we need some good games. Otherwise, we're all going to start losing our minds more than we already are.
It kind of makes you wonder, as I come to you, Sniff, who's going to be the first Cyberpunk of 2021? And either one, delay their game forever, or number two, do not delay it enough times. Did you have any aspirations of playing this game at all, Snip? Was this something that was on your, because it's on mine. I'm not gonna lie.
It hasn't been on my radar at all. That doesn't mean it won't be. I just really don't know too much about it. So the more I learn, maybe I'll get more interested. But me, man, I'm the kind of guy trailers are cool. I hate hype. Show me what you actually have. Show me what's real, and then I'm gonna decide if I'm interested or not. I hate the marketing gimmicks, the flashy trailers that make the game look great, or same with movies where you'll see this awesome trailer, but then you see all the good parts were in that trailer because they had to use them all to make it look interesting to get you to buy the ticket. But then once you're in there, ha, we got you. You're beat now. There's nothing good about this. And so I'm so fed up with how the industry's habits and trends that we have. I'm just ready to sit back, relax, come up with some realistic deadlines. Don't destroy your devs, and just be honest about when I can expect a game to come and what's going to be in it, and then I can make an informed decision from there. And odds are I'll probably buy it anyway. I love buying video games and playing them. It's what I do. So don't make it harder on yourselves than it needs to be.
You know what shocked me more than the delay? The demo. Because demos can be a death sentence to a game like this, which is, I guess you can describe it as a looter shooter in a way.
Shooter, yeah.
A demo for a game like this can either get people extremely hyped for it, bored of it really quick, or it could kill the game.
Yeah.
Because if people get the demo and they can easily be off-put before they even bought it. Most times you have to buy the game to realize how bad it is. You get a demo, you're like, oh yeah, I'm not spending $60 on this. Like it's
You know what? A game that did that for me, and it's kind of a shame because I did end up buying it, but I bought it when it was gold and for $20 was Division 2. I played the demo and I'm like, this is not the Division. This game is something's missing from Division 2.
I've yet to play that. I have it. I have it, and
yeah.
I don't think I ever plan on playing. I got it because it was like glitched. I always get the glitches, you know that. I got it for like $4, and I think it's still inside the wrapper, to be honest. But I don't know.
Where it should stay.
This is a game I'm super excited about. It's on my radar. It doesn't look very like, oh my god, this is next gen. It looks very much. I guess we could technically call it last gen now, right? Is that can we start saying last gen now?
I talked about this when I was streaming. It's not. We are in the next gen technically, but until every studio stops making for the last gen, I don't feel like it is the next gen.
Well, how do we differentiate what we're talking about?
White. It's always black or white, and nobody realizes the shades of gray. We are in the transition phase, I guess. Yeah, we are in the gray area right now. I forget what we call. We're in cross gen. What? Not cross gen. Yeah, cross gen. That's what it is.
Yeah, cross gen.
We're in the transitional phase between generations.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind.
We're not full one way.
I remember saying before.
Don't.
No thanks.
What?
No.
What?
The cross-gen stuff from this generation is much better than the cross-gen stuff from any other generation has ever been.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Because the tech is so close.
The only exception I feel is like right when we were getting into the PlayStation era. Like for the stuff between like the PlayStation gen and the one before that. And I think that's only because a lot of games either stuck to the philosophies of the previous gen or went balls to the wall with the new stuff.
Mm-hmm.
How long till we get that? Yeah, next gen is for a game. Like how long until we get that? Like,
well, it should.
We don't have it yet. Because I mean, and this is not a knock on any title that's out.
I know.
It's not a knock on any game that's out, right? But we've had some amazing games come out so far. But let's be honest, like Spider-Man Miles Morales, as good of a game it is, and I haven't even played it yet. It's not oh my god, this is next gen. We haven't had that moment yet.
Unless you played it on next gen. Because I've heard people
technically
say
Godfall is next gen.
But and maybe 6 people in the world got the oh my god, this is next gen vibes from Godfall.
But you see, that's
yeah.
I think that's part of the point. Like when it comes down to it, it's gonna sound so corny and cliche, like always.
Go ahead.
Corny.
You just gotta play what you play because Godfall felt less next gen than a game that's cross gen, being Miles Morales.
Mm-hmm.
People were wild over how Miles Morales felt on PS5, and were kind of mad about Godfall. That should tell you something right there. It's really about what you put into that particular game. Because I'm still playing games on PS4 Pro that feel better than what people describe some PS5 games as.
What was it? Is it Demon Souls? Is that on PS5? I always get the Souls games mixed up. Good. Everyone's saying that game feels like it feels next gen. Of course, you can't always judge things by seeing it. I haven't played it myself, but I'm just like, oh, okay. Like, we got games this gen, even though there was some of them were toward the end. But let's say, and Dallas, you're going to love this. Let's take a game like God of War. When you played God of War, you realized you knew you was deep in the heart of the current gen, right? Like you had that feeling. When the gen started, take a game like Rise Son of Rome. Visually, Rise Son of Rome is still one of the best looking games out, right? And you knew playing Rise Son of Rome, whether it's on PC or Xbox One, this isn't the 360. And you knew it when you saw it because how visually how good it looked, right? And I just haven't felt that yet. Like I haven't felt or seen that.
When Rise of the Tomb Raider launched and how we looked at that and it's like we were blown away because this was 2016 or 2016 on PS4 because it did have that year embargo on Xbox. So it came out in 2015. And we're like, Laura has hair physics. Each individual strand is glowing. It didn't always work out because there was a lot of glitches. But that was the game for me. When did PlayStation 4 came out? 2014? 2013?
2013.
Like
November.
that was the game for me. And that was 2 years into the generation that it's like, this is next gen. So we're gonna have we might have to wait 2 years to be like, this is next gen. Because Tomb Raider was like, look at the background, look at like the ambient occlusion, the god rays, all this stuff coming in.
The game for me that felt like, oh my god, this is next gen was actually early
Haze.
She would not let Haze go, I swear.
Man, it was black. Nah,
I was like, that's another good game.
Nah, man, I think Scalebound really. Oh, wait.
Whoa, now time out, bro. You don't have to be disrespectful. Like that wasn't even necessary.
I don't have to, but it's fun.
Man, now for real, the game that made me feel like, oh snap, PS4 is here was Infamous Second Son. That's the game that made me feel like, oh,
I forgot about that
I never
game.
played it.
I forgot about that.
You owe it to yourself. It was pretty early on. But think about this. If that game for a lot of people, and you're right about what you said, the game for a lot of people was God of War. But we got PS4 in 2018. In 2013, it took till 2018 for people to get that feeling.
Well, that was just me personally. I know some people got it from other games. That was just me. Like, I felt like,
Last gen, you primarily played Xbox over anything else, though. Like, which is understandable. That was like, unless there was something that came out that you really wanted to play, like God of War, you were mostly on Xbox. So that makes sense.
That's true.
Yeah, I had to copy
or if you're
every.
Like me and Kevin, we put it on our backlog, and then now we're getting to them.
I was every top PlayStation exclusive. I was there day one. I had to. Yeah, in the chat, Glizzy God.
Glizzy.
Glizzy God says
I feel so bad for Glizzy.
What happened?
Because he's reached out to me on Instagram, and just like in Cyberpunk, I don't check my phone, so I've missed so much of your DMs, and I'm so sorry. I'm sorry.
But he said, the oh my god, it's next gen game. I don't think we're ever going to get like the previous gens. Not for at least 3 to 4 years. Halo Infinite don't even look better than Halo 4 on 360.
We don't talk about Halo Infinite.
And part of this, like we know,
for everybody, you're just gonna feed.
I mean, I go to the y'all family. Go to the kitchen and get your own.
So
That's
I say Glizzy.
I
say Glizzy, and he just started eating. Typical. Typical.
Oh, that's what we doing again.
Hey man,
leave him alone.
Old
Don't.
habits
I'm
die
never
hard,
gonna
right?
not be fat. So
Dallas, I had to stop myself from bringing it up. You know what I was about to bring up.
I appreciate you. You don't know how much I appreciate you leaving it in 2020.
But I don't think. I don't leave it in 2020. I just not gonna bring it up on stream. I don't
still
think
appreciate it.
Outriders, at the way it is from what we've seen, feels like a.
And there is gameplay on the screen. I don't know if you guys can see it, but
he's also right that I don't think we'll truly get. We don't get that leap from PlayStation 2 with the blockies to PlayStation 3, where look, their fingers move. PlayStation 4 were like, wow, they have articulating joints. This is the gen where things have been the closest, because the biggest argument was never look at the graphics. It was look at the SSD, look at the terabytes, the gigaflops, look at all this stuff. Like, it's never been about the graphics.
What is a gigaflop?
I don't know. Ask some of those people that were like, look at all this stuff. The teraflop, it's the gigaflop, it's all this.
Hey girl, you want to come see my gigaflops?
Sir.
What?
I have a microscope. I'm sorry.
Wow.
Against you.
I'm sorry, fam. I couldn't help myself.
You can't just be offering your gigaflops to everybody and chat like that.
I'm just trying to get down.
Under you, HR, do your thing.
I'm just gonna talk to his wife after this. She gonna beat his ass. So.
Dang. She would too. I feel like he might like it though.
Yo.
Damn, you right.
See, great minds. I see you.
Yeah.
I can't stress this enough. Maybe it's something I'm saying on my end. But before we get to the next topic, I want to say again, I get it. It's hard to really talk about games and stuff right now. But for the few people that's in here today. Everybody decided not to show up today, I guess, so this ain't a good time for them to listen to gaming podcasts. But I appreciate y'all. If you guys could share the stream out, like and share, I'd appreciate it. I was hoping people would want to get away from it. I know people are stuck to their TVs. They're stuck to social media, but we're gonna try to make it do what it do. We're not gonna hold y'all too long because we know everybody want to get back to the craziness. So I'm gonna get to the next topic, which is apparently Microsoft is putting out flyers on whether or not Xbox gamers would like a DualSense type controller. As we know, they've already flyers, not like physical flyers, like a flyer, like a
teasers,
like I say, hey, like a question, like, hey, would you want these type of features in the Xbox controller? Okay. And we know they sort of have that a little bit now. They played with haptic feedback a little bit at the beginning of last gen and kind of went away from it. You know what? And I'm gonna get your thoughts about this, but I'm gonna tell you the biggest benefit from this, right? Because in my opinion, as cool as haptic feedback and all that stuff is, at the end of the day, it's niche. It's something that's really not like super important. And I think most developers who have to make like most developers, unless they have a deal in place, who make third-party games aren't going to make their games around haptic feedback because you can't do it for the other consoles. But if Microsoft releases another controller on par with the DualSense, everybody's going to win. If you're a PlayStation gamer, you should be wanting this. You should want Microsoft to do it because it's giving developers an incentive to make sure their game is fully evolved around the DualSense. But I want to get your opinions about this, D. Let's start with you.
I would absolutely love to see Microsoft get a controller like that. Because for one, like we always talk about like the competition. If we have competition in that area, in the area of hardware, like think about how good people say, I wouldn't know because I don't have one. But think about how good people say next gen consoles are. So much so that next gen feeling, quote unquote, for a lot of people is coming from next gen patches to last gen games. So I mean, for real, and it's a true thing, and it's really just those people. As much as we might want to laugh, oh, you're playing the same game I'm playing. No, you're not. That game came in a whole different form than the one yours came in. I'm playing on PS4 Pro. I'm playing a Cyberpunk on PS4 Pro. Guaranteed getting a complete different experience than people playing on PC. So when it comes down to it, that's what you need. And second, I look at, as much as people say it's a gimmick, I look at it like a gun or a condom. It's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it.
All right.
It's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. Like, as much of a gimmick as it may be. I mean, 3D audio is not really all that necessary. But before we got here to the point that we at with these PlayStation headphones, Hellblade wouldn't have been Hellblade without it. Facts. You encourage everybody that plays that game for the first time to play it with headphones on. I wonder why that is.
Facts.
And there's going to be things that particular games do that even if it's only that game doing it, it wouldn't be the same and it wouldn't contribute to the culture as much as it does if that game had not done it.
That's true.
What you got thoughts on this, Hugger? I know for you, it doesn't matter to you. Wait, what controller you normally play with right now, Hugger? Like when you playing on PC, are you using mouse and keyboard, using a controller?
It depends on the game. Like for a Forza game, probably can't see it. Or a racing game, I'll have the regular controller. But for like a retro-looking game, I'll use my 8-bit do for the feel of the for these. But usually mouse and keyboard. But it would be nice because I even looked into buying a PlayStation 5 controller for the haptic feedback, but it's not compatible with PC fully right now. So if Xbox were to have a haptic feedback controller, I would definitely buy it just to see what the hype is about. But I think Xbox, even if they do want to do the haptic feedback thing, they have to also realize they have an advantage over PlayStation right now with their adaptive controller for people with disabilities. They need to really pound on that and be like, that thing is amazing. And I think they need to get on that more.
Not to interrupt, but as a side note, me and Hugger Fame have been giving you gold and you covering it up with an error message or something right now.
Me?
Right?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, our memes have been...
Yeah.
Like this meme I posted. It's a salesman meme. You could slap so many racist meth addicts with this twisted tea. Like, come on.
Man, y'all have. I don't know why I was doing that. Oh, y'all have been
Sometimes
dropping
Discord is
gold.
weird.
They keep asking me, do I want to switch my audio for some reason? I'm like, no. Like, why? Stop asking me.
It's detecting your, yeah. Every time it detects it over again, it does it again.
Yep.
All right, my bad. All right, we good. Possibly. Yes, we're
Really?
good to go.
Are we good?
Yeah, we're good. We're good. I promise. It's a rough podcast today, to say the least.
It's the first one of the year.
It's the first one of the year. It's crazy outside. A lot of people don't really care about games right now. Well, and it is what it is. But we're going to keep pushing through, baby, because that is what we do. Citizen Snips, there's a possibility that Microsoft and the Xbox will be releasing a new controller with haptic feedback and things of such comparatively to the DualSense. What are your thoughts about Microsoft possibly jumping in on this? And if you think that's the case, like, how do you think developers would use it going forward, knowing that, all right, now both consoles have this feature?
I think it's cool, man. I like the potential of it. I think there's cool things that developers can do with it. I feel like it might be a little bit problematic if developers feel like they have to do something with it, especially if their game's already been in development for a while and they hadn't planned for this feature at all, and then all of a sudden it's a thing, and they're like, oh crap, how do we make use of this now last minute? But my biggest issue, and I touched on this when we talked about it with the PS5 coming out with it in the first place, was my main concern is durability. With adding more moving parts and especially like added resistance and all that kind of stuff, I just want to make sure this thing isn't going to break after 2 months and then I'm going to have to go buy another $80 controller, because that would suck. And if that's the case, then I don't want it. I'd be fine with non-haptic controllers, fine by me. But if you can make it recently durable, that somebody who plays their system every day can get like a good couple years out of it, okay, I'm cool. I'm down for it. Let's go. Like, that should be fun.
What if like somebody like, I don't know, Razer decided we're going to make a haptic mouse and keyboard? Would you do it? I know you're mostly mouse and keyboard.
Keyboard could be possible, I guess. But for a mouse especially, like, it would be detrimental. Like, you don't want something messing with your aim like that, especially in a lot of the games. Well, if it's an aim intensive game,
yeah,
like you don't want that kind of crap. Like, you want to be able to make sure that you're getting all the precision out of a mouse that you want, because that's the main point of using a mouse.
You want to blow into your keyboard like you're playing Astro Bot?
What? I mean, maybe. We'll talk
the
about
amount of times I've spilled something on my keyboard, I don't want extra parts on my keyboard to replace.
PC gamers would take it too far. Like, they would be on the hub with haptic feedback. They would take it too far, dude. They would instantly take it too far. I do
Dallas,
think...
You can't laugh, Mr. PC man.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying he's lying.
But I do think if you're a PlayStation gamer...
If they do that for Xbox, you're going to need a bigger box of batteries.
Look, baby.
Oh my god.
Look, I'm telling you.
How that sounded. My bad.
We listen.
Yeah, like,
listen.
don't talk
We
about his
good.
stash.
We good.
What a brand? What like gas stations you go to buy those batteries?
This ain't from no. This ain't from gas station, bro. I got these off the internet.
That's the copper top.
And they last forever. They last forever. And I got a whole bunch of them. So I'm saying, but I think if you're a PlayStation gamer, and Glizzy guy's right, this is next gen. Like I said, Microsoft tinkered with it just a little bit, and it kind of faded away. Don't really cared about it. It wasn't as nearly as much as PlayStation is with the DualSense. But however, if you're a PlayStation gamer, you should want Microsoft to release a DualSense controller, because that means more third-party developers will be more inclined to base their
price.
Yes, but they will base their game around haptic feedback. Like, it won't just be mostly third-party and very select few third-party. Because I'm sorry, unless there's a deal in place. Like I know Fortnite, I believe, has haptic feedback, but of course, Fortnite and PlayStation have a marketing deal. PlayStation and Epic are friends, right? And so it's going to be mostly first party, very few third party. Am I wrong? Could I be wrong? Of course. I always reserve the right to be wrong. And hold on. Stop. Speak one. Now don't get it twisted. Now I still got these, to play in charge. But every once in a while, I change out batteries like a shotgun, baby. Just pop out and we good to go. But yeah, I don't think a lot of third parties will do it. But if there's another console or I guess with people using that controller on PC, then definitely I can see a lot of developers jumping on board with it. But that's just me.
Mm-hmm. If it works on PC, okay. Because, yeah, Citizen's right. I'm not going to buy a mouse with that because I don't want it when I'm aiming vibrating, or I don't want it to be heavy. It brings me back to like a title of my sex tape. I don't want it to be heavy. It brings me back to the Mad Catz Rocat mouse where you could swap the weights in and out. It's like, I don't want a heavy mouse.
They still have mice like that with the adjustable weights. And that's cool. It's all about personal preference when it comes to that stuff. But I don't want like my mouse fighting against me if I'm trying to do something, or like resisting a click. Like that does not sound enjoyable to me.
And most of the people complaining like, "Oh, I don't want my mouse to." Not you. I've seen you play, but most of the people complaining about it are not good enough for it to matter.
I mean, I suck too, all right? But I blame myself when I suck. I don't blame my gear. I have good gear, man. Yeah. This mouse is awesome. It's an amazing mouse. Whenever I do terribly, it has nothing to do with my mouse. It's all this guy and this hand.
Amen.
That's what she said.
Title of your sex tape.
Get good deep.
Trevor is right. This also goes to show competition can make the other company better, as they have to continue to catch up or innovate. Let's see what Microsoft is. Maybe they don't have the haptic feedback, but like I said, they're ahead of PlayStation with the adaptive controller. And there was talks that PlayStation is going to let them use the adaptive controller on their system. I don't know if that's still going around, but they may be behind in one thing, but they're ahead in another.
Fame or meme boxing high again.
What is going on?
You didn't let my Smash meme come out.
Like, I don't know why I keep asking me to switch to a different audio setting. That's
Tell Discord to piss off.
I'm just gonna stay here.
It's
that
probably,
way.
It's probably detecting your headphones or something.
No, it keeps saying it's detecting my speaker, but that speaker is off. At least I think my Onyx speaker. It's weird.
Protect yourself before you wreck yourself.
I'm just gonna stay here.
It does that every time I plug in my controller. Like my Discord, every time I plug in my controller, it does that.
Mm-hmm. Discord be messing up this year.
And then I have it like covered up with another screen on my second screen. So I'm just gonna stay on this screen. So if it happens again, I can immediately push it aside and get rid of it. And in other news, we're gonna keep it moving, keep it pushing. We're not gonna hold everybody too long tonight. In other news, something that we talked about a while ago has been making the rounds again.
Uh-oh.
There's rumors again after we already talked about this. Ubisoft Plus is now being rumored to come to Xbox Game Pass. So what we're going to do here is once again ask the panel your thoughts on the possibility of Microsoft not only having EA Play and Game Pass, but Ubisoft Plus. It could not happen, of course. There's a chance, but the rumors are heating back up. So, Hugger, Ubisoft Plus coming to Game Pass. How big of a deal, if that happens, in all seriousness, if that happens, how big of a deal is that?
Okay, the only person I know that has Ubisoft Plus, and I'm going to put you on blast, Trevor, because I love you, but you're the only person I know that has Ubisoft Plus. I don't think it'll really matter. As much as I love Ubisoft games, they're interchangeable. You can... Boy, what's wrong with that? Boy arms. Oh, I just read the caption. You asshole.
That's not muscle. You got some kind of condition, man. Like those are tumors.
Probably pumping some synthetic
oil
in there.
Professional immediately.
He looked like a
Oh,
little
shit.
Michelin man.
That ain't right.
I think it would be interesting because there'll be people that probably have never played an Assassin's Creed or don't know if they want to pay for Watch Dogs that will probably try it now. Just like with the Bethesda games with Wolfenstein and Dishonored and stuff. Although if you haven't played Dishonored, come on, man, come on. It'll be interesting, but I don't think Ubisoft has quite the library it thinks it does for. I mean, the only game that they have that is constantly going right now is Hyperscape. They've given up on the Crew 2 pretty much.
That game's still going? Hyperscape? I thought that thing...
Yes.
People play it?
It's on its, third season, I think. Even though it came out 2 months ago, whatever.
I didn't know people actually played that game.
But Legion and Valhalla have been the only games that came out recently that are, Ubisoft exclusive branded games. So, I don't know. It'll be interesting. I think EA... They don't have the vault that EA Play does and the EA Vault does, but... It'll be interesting to see if it does come to pass. If it doesn't, I don't think anybody's going to be mad. But I don't know if it's Ubisoft America or Ubisoft Canada that's going to push the deal. Because Ubisoft Canada... In Canada, gaming development is very different, and it has a lot of strict rules. So I don't know what is going on there.
I'm sorry. Does Ubisoft have enough content to be charging you $15 a month?
Yeah.
Game Pass, yeah, I
A
can
lot
say
of
They got a
that.
lot of content, but $15 a month is pushing.
But it's just Ubisoft content, right? Like, there's nothing else but...
Yeah.
That ain't worth $15 a month.
It's not. They got Assassin's Creed, so that's a 11, 12-year-old series. They have Watch Dogs. They have all the Rayman games. They have Splinter Cell, yep. They got The Crew. They got a whole bunch of other racing games. They got quite a few games. And if you like the Anno series...
You're about to say anal.
I'm about to say,
because I don't know how to say it. It's ANNO. If you like that series, they got that. So they have quite a few games. It's just most of their games, you swap one for the other. There's a lot of busy work.
You know what? Let me ask this a different way, Kevin. If this were real, who actually is the bigger benefactor of this, Microsoft or Ubisoft? Because I'm sorry, this Ubisoft. I think Trevor might be one of three who actually are subscribed to this.
Oh, he had it. He just said
probably Ubisoft to me for sure. Ubisoft gains that safety net because they know they're not going to be going anywhere anytime soon if Big Daddy Microsoft's covering the bills. So I think they're going to be happy. Microsoft, for them, I think it's just a simple of we can afford it, and this expands our game library, not just with what's available now, but what's coming in the future. So I think it's more of a deal for Microsoft being like, yeah, this may not be the most immediately profitable move, but we can afford to do it, and it's going to help us in what people say is our weakest area, which is games. So now we've got more games. We've got the money. We're not concerned about that. Let's go, and let's see what we can do.
I'm going to be honest.
Interesting.
Because Ubisoft Plus, they get their new games their day one, right? It's day and date, right, with the release. If I'm Microsoft, I'm telling them, I won't do this unless I'm getting the same. Like, I don't want to bring it on, and I'm just getting your library of older titles. If Legion drops tomorrow, then Legion needs to drop tomorrow on Ubisoft Plus, and Game Pass subscribers get it day one. Like just for old games, it's not worth it.
Well, and also the Prince of Persia remake that looks like it did come out on PlayStation.
That's a
2
PS2
era.
game.
It's coming out. But Trevor is right, and I didn't even think of this, is most of their games, because most of their games they put out now are open world games. I'm still playing Assassin's Creed Origins. I haven't even started Odyssey, and Valhalla's already out. I have 200 hours in Origins. You get that on Game Pass. You get that 20% off on Game Pass when it goes out. Microsoft is looking for the future because, I mean, drop a Yakuza game, drop an Assassin's Creed game, and all the other games that they put on Game Pass. You're going to have to pick one or the other because they take so long to play.
True.
Oh, where we at? Dallas. Ubisoft Plus. Game Pass.
The way I look at it, okay, so Ubisoft Plus, I have no reason to ever want to subscribe to Ubisoft Plus, right? For a couple reasons. And this all works to the benefit of Game Pass and why I'm glad that Ubisoft Plus is going to Game Pass. Now, one thing that Baron pointed out to me a while back that's pretty freaking true, especially for a person that loves their physical copies like me, when a Ubisoft game comes out a month later, it's out at a reduced price.
Yep.
In all storefronts, physical and digital and whatever. So for a person like me who wants to go and buy that physical version, if I'm not immediately like really, really wanting that game day one, which rarely happens with a Ubisoft game, then I'm probably gonna just wait a little bit and go grab it from Best Buy or grab it from Evil GameStop. And as far as Game Pass goes, I'm already a subscriber. I can't lose. As a consumer, I can't lose. Microsoft,
That's ultimate, baby.
It's a win-win for both Microsoft and Ubisoft. We got the service, you got the games. What's up? What's happening? Because it's not sustainable at $15 a month just having Ubisoft Plus and still thinking that you can turn around and get Game Pass and then still want to watch all the new movies come out on HBO Max and still got to have Netflix, Hulu, Crunchyroll. Something gonna have to go, and Ubisoft Plus will be the first out of that whole list for me.
I mean, I don't think EA Access at $5 a month was sustainable. I think this was inevitable for them to come over because it wasn't like what are you really getting as far as from EA on a month-to-month basis? Like you're not constantly getting a new influx of games every month. At least for Game Pass, there's a new influx of games every single month. There's no way around that, right? So $15 a month for Ubisoft titles, not worth it. And I don't think there'll ever be a day where it will be worth it. Shout out to Trevor. He said he had it for a month. He don't have it no more. So I think we should maybe stop beating him up about it. Hope that month was...
Love you, Trevor.
Hopefully that month was free.
Speaking of stuff coming to Game Pass and whatnot, did I misremember this or am I completely off? Wasn't Origin stuff, EA Origin store supposed to be coming to Game Pass? Wasn't that going to be a thing? Or am I completely just pulling that out of my butt?
Yeah, is Origin still a EA Origin? Is that still even a thing?
It's still a thing. Yeah. And it
really?
has like the
They're
Mass
going
Effect
to
games,
Steam.
the Dragon Age games.
It is going to Steam, isn't it?
Is it going to Steam or is it going to? I thought it was becoming a part of Microsoft Game Pass thing.
Origin stuff is going to Steam, but it did get. Trevor's right. It did get pushed back, but the EA Access stuff is going to Game Pass.
That's
which is the same thing, pretty much.
Okay, because I've been sitting here like looking at my Microsoft store like, when can I replay Mass Effect? I don't want to play it through Origin again. Bring it to me here so I can act like it's something different.
What an awful service that is.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, and with the big Rona, the big human malware, who knows? Everything's been pushed back.
And I wish we could blame how stupid everybody is on Rona. Like, it certainly showed some people to be more stupid than we thought they were. But
yep.
Oh, I can blame it here because a whole bunch of politicians decided, I'm a politician. I'll take a vacation, even though thousands of people are dying right now. So
and isn't Canada like being super strict about it too? Like they'll send people to your house to make. No, I heard that in some provinces.
They're strict on citizens, maybe.
That's what I meant.
Nope. I can tell you, there's people out there that are protesting today about wearing a mask. They don't.
Y'all are supposed to be better than us, Hugger.
You see,
we are supposed to be better than
you. You don't take nothing to be better.
And one time only, folks. Yes, America is not what it should be. We are failing as a country right now. Okay, but I want you to understand. Don't sit there and snicker if you live in a different country. Like America. It's the world. It's the entire planet is full of idiots, and they outnumber us, and they're dangerous because they're not just ignorant anymore. They're now willfully ignorant. And when you cross that line, you go into stupid, dangerous territory. So we're all screwed. Buckle up.
Listen, I want game conventions to come back.
Yeah, that's not going to happen this year. We've
got pure intentions, okay?
Like that's what pissing me off. Like personally, I just want game conventions to come back. I miss it, right? I miss even if it's just me, you, and I miss the ride out there, chilling, hanging out with music, going there, having fun, going to get something to eat. Hey, I offered to drive, bucko. And the year before that, Dallas, I drove. I even
Well, yeah, you drove.
Oh,
You
yeah.
drove with your daughter singing "Baby Shark" the whole way. I feel for you for that one. That's rough.
Baby shark.
no, it was the year before that. We was driving
Before
back.
that, too. Both years.
We were driving back, and I got us pulled over. 'Cause I was going like 90, and the cop was like real cool. But like
He was like, you know what? I won't shoot you this time.
he was real cool. Like he didn't give me a ticket. We were going 90 and like a 60 trying to get back, and we was tired. But I want everything to be fixed because I want game conventions. I want us to be able to go to PAX South. I want us to tell Hugger, hey, meet us at PAX West. I want to be able to do these things, right? Have that camaraderie, go hang out, meet some new people, go eat, go to parties. Like, I miss that.
We need PAX A, which is the Canadian version. PAX A.
There is a game convention, a big game convention in Canada, like all the developers there, but it's on the other side of Canada, and it costs me $2,000 to get to the other side of Canada. But if I go to PAX West,
Do you not have
it's
a car?
only
You
like
can't just drive
$500
over
bucks.
there? I mean,
It's
yeah, a
4
long
days to drive over across Canada.
Dang, that's wild.
That's 4 days without a stop.
That's wild.
Not doing it.
See that
Canada's
Even on a
Huge.
moose, I feel like that's makes it bad.
we're
man, if you see
currently
a moose up close, you'd be terrified how big
Those
they
things
are.
are huge. I
Holy cow.
know they're massive.
my
So big.
my fingers are crossed for West. It's the furthest one. I think East is the next convention, and then West. My fingers are crossed, and then my fingers are crossed for QuakeCon this year, and my fingers are crossed for PAX South next year. Not EA. E3 isn't happening. I'm sorry.
No.
It's not happening.
EA isn't happening either.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
That's-
let's be 100%.
My bad. But yeah, man, like I
EA
really
is
miss
just-
conventions, dude. Like
I do too.
even like I'm not gonna lie. Part of me is like just super selfish because I miss the party that Bethesda throws at QuakeCon.
They do treat us well.
They be buttering us up with
Same.
I'm
So
about
you
that
need
free
to go to the
alcohol.
Blizzard one.
That's why nobody knew Fallout 76 was going to be as bad as it was.
Man.
'Cause y'all was
schmoozed
licking
us,
us.
Too
and they're
hard to
like,
know.
guys, it's going to be great. I know we haven't shown you anything, but just trust me. It's okay.
Yeah.
So you need
And
to
we're
go
like,
to
okay, I
the
trust you,
Blizzard
bro.
one. You go to the Blizzard one, they ask, hey, you ain't got phones? And then they blame you for getting mad. So
I need Quake to happen this year for a couple of reasons. Number one, it's our closest convention, right? And number two,
you
I
can
wonder
play Quake. Quake Champions is still going on. It's
wonder
got
what-
like 5 players, but you can play it.
if there will be any more type of a Microsoft integration with Microsoft, owning ZeniMax now and this being, a Bethesda show
Just
of
means
a
they'll
Bethesda.
have
You can walk in and get
they'll
slapped
have
with a
even
Microsoft
more
sticker.
money to spend because Microsoft has contributed.
For real. Like
Can you
Big
QuakeCon,
Daddy Phil Spencer.
Man,
I can't
I'll
wait
never
to listen to
forget when we did that Rage 2 demo. Like all
Yes.
3 of us did the demo, right? And then as we're leaving, like they have this box that's recording the gameplay for you. We didn't realize the whole time it's recording on what was it, like a 250 gig SSD?
SSD,
And
yep.
they're like, yeah, you just keep that. I'm like,
I'm
Okay.
thinking like a flash drive or something. It's like, no,
that's
here's a
pretty cool.
here's a Samsung SSD. It's like, oh,
Yeah,
cool.
buttering you up. I use them up
Window.
to this day.
it was pretty
Yeah, me too. Like all of the level 1 stuff, it saves on that SSD. Everything is saved on that SSD. Passwords, everything's on that SSD.
Well, I think we can all agree when the first round of conventions and the first round in this era, not when we're like actually okay, things are going to be awful. Everybody always gets sick from conventions no matter what. But the first round where it's like people are all good, the big Rona, she took her ass back to wherever she came from. She's gone. They gonna spend some pretty pennies, and those are the shows to go to because you gonna get all the goodies. You gonna get all that weird stuff. If y'all remember the Dead Island 2 pre-order kit with the half-naked zombie body thing, you gonna
Honestly,
get
I
that.
feel like it's gonna be polar. It could be very polarizing. It's either gonna be that, like they're gonna go over the top, extravagant, like "haha, welcome back, we've missed you," or they're gonna be like,
Mhm.
"Man, we really didn't have to do this, and y'all still bought our game, so now we're gonna be super cheap and skimpy." Like, I can't believe we spent all this money on this stuff all these years when it was like it wasn't necessary. So
I
hope they
wonder-
go your way.
I wonder if these
Yeah.
conventions would be more media heavy than actual open general public.
I don't know about PAX though. PAX actually seems to love us, like as people.
Yes.
PAX
Yes.
is for the people. Yeah.
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 They
EA was
Dang,
always
son.
a convention. Why did I say it like that? A
Mhm.
convention for investors. That's what those 3 days that we covered. That's what it is. It's to show the investors, hey, this is what we're doing. It became a show for us because in the early '90s when E3 started, that's what it was. It was a investors convention to go to, and then they would have show the tickets for after the rest of the week that people could come to. But now it's not that it's bad that it's an open thing. It's just it's different now. They're appealing to us and the investors, but we clearly see by Fallout 76 they don't care about us. They want to hit that investor
They
market.
don't really care about us.
Man, I was just about to start
And-
singing that, but I didn't know if we was.
And speaking of investor market, we're seeing that the investors from Cyberpunk, CD Projekt Red have turned on them because there's been 4 class action lawsuits
Yep.
last time I checked that were filed. Which
Yes.
I don't even know what to think.
At
What
this
are y'all's thoughts on that?
At this point, I'm like, CD Projekt Red is turning, and not saying they're they're gonna turn themselves into a meme. Like it's really bad. Like they're in the news cycle
So-
every week. You
I'm
like
tell y'all what's messed up. I'm sure
The
everybody
lawsuits
understands.
You know what I don't
are
understand
for
about that?
wrongful, misleading content, basically telling the investors that it would run on the previous consoles when it wasn't. Basically, the things they did to us, lying about all that stuff, and then whatever the investors got, misleading that way. So that's what these lawsuits, these 4 are about.
Even
here's my
though I
question.
personally,
I'm sorry. Go ahead, man.
even though I would personally be against it, I could understand a class action lawsuit from consumers. That makes sense to me. But I can almost guarantee you the investors who put CD Projekt in this mess to begin with.
yep.
So to turn around and see them go, oh, well, we're suing you now for doing exactly what we forced your hand to do.
It depends. Because silent investors have no say. Silent investors are just there to put money in. They really don't have a say on what happens with the company. They put in 5% and they get back 10%. That's what it is. It's the board. It is the people that actually. When I pull it up, I'll read you a leaked. I don't know how valid it is. It was on Gaming Leaks and Rumors. Somebody on Reddit that works, quote unquote, works for CD put out a big thing about what's going on in the company, what happened since the fallout, and all that stuff. But y'all keep going until I find it.
Go ahead,
I
Snips.
mean,
No, Snips.
Well, I was
Snips had a
gonna
point.
say, so like Dallas said, we don't know what the behind the scenes conversations were with the investors, how much pressure they put on the developer, or how much was it just the developer themselves making the mistakes. But my bigger issue is, how wrong were the investors really? Like, I doubt they're just doing this out of their goodness of their hearts. Like, we owe this to consumers. Investors usually ain't those kind of people. They're
No.
focused on bottom dollar ROI.
I want my
feel
money
like
back.
their ROI wasn't hurt that much. Like, the game still sold like crazy. They still made a ton of money. So I
13
feel
million
like
copies.
They're about to have
It's
their
rich
cake
getting
and
richer.
eat it too. They're getting paid like crazy from the return on their investment, and now they're going to sue CDPR and double dip and get even more money when the lawsuit more than likely comes out in their favor. So it's just
That's
kind of
exactly what it
curious to
feels
me. I'm like,
Well, it could also be a breach of contract. We don't.
Yeah.
Again, we don't know what exactly the contract was for. I'm putting $1 million in. What am I getting from you?
I feel
I
like,
just don't
feel like
understand how-
money-wise, they're getting it back for sure. I don't think
How
they
is
should be
CD
mad about
They might
that.
be getting back, but they were lied
How
to at the
is-
same time, just like we were.
How is CD Projekt's philosophy, their design philosophy, is out when it's ready? And now all of a sudden, after all these delays, you know what I mean? Like, it just don't make sense. Something would
then-
have had to force your hand.
Your very same thing of it's out when it's ready. We don't know. To us, it was out when it's ready. We don't know what the timeline was within the company. They could have had a timeline since the it's out when it's ready.
That's possible, but that's almost not even just possible. It's almost assuredly true. But who set that timeline? We can't say
We don't know.
I'm going to put money into this and I have zero influence. Maybe on paper I'm not supposed to have any influence, but I'm paying for it. I can always pull that card and say, I'm paying for it. You should listen to me and do what I say.
I'm gonna go
So,
tell my wife that
this
I'm
is-
paying for it. I'm paying for. Let me shut
She
up.
gonna
Don't worry
about
slap
it,
the
man.
hell out you.
Women.
You're not getting murdered on camera. At least wait till after.
And
So,
Dallas
This
says
is
I paid
4
for it.
screenshots.
Oh no.
You know when they make those memes where it's like, this man woke up this morning and chose violence? That was you. You chose violence against yourself. You just, ooh, man.
You know what? Fame, I don't know. Do you want me to read this now, or we can do this on take 2 and talk about the lawsuit there?
Let's do it. Take 2.
Okay. So I'll save these screenshots for take 2, which is tomorrow, because it's 4 screenshots of very long stuff.
Yeah, so we're
That's
definitely
what she said.
Yeah. Title of my sex tape, very long stuff. Thank you.
we definitely
I'm
do
here all day.
take 2. Hey, so number 1, number 3, 4th time I'm gonna say it. For those who actually showed up today, I appreciate y'all. Hit that like button for me. Share the stream. I know it's difficult to really talk about gaming stuff today. We've been out for a little bit. We didn't really promo the podcast today. So for those who showed up, those who are watching later, we appreciate you guys as we're kicking off 2021. But as you know, what we do before we dip, we give a suggestion. So, my man Snips, your first suggestion of 2021, what do you have, my guy?
You're gonna like my video game suggestion. I kind of spoiled this for you the other day at work when I told you. But so I think we covered this, guys. I've crossed off from my PS4 backlog, which was my most embarrassing backlog. I crossed off Spider-Man earlier last year. I crossed off God of War 2018, which I'm ashamed it took me that long to beat it, but really good game. And I am now playing through Horizon Zero Dawn. Fame's Piece de Resistance. The love of his life.
Bayloy.
It is a really good game. I'm enjoying it so far. So I recommend everybody
What Dallas
go
say?
play it. The only, I guess if I had to pick one gripe about it, just a gripe, like if I wanted to nitpick, it seems like so my mission will be to go to an area and go hunt something, right? Or go clear out some corrupted machines or something. And then on the way there, all I'm doing is fighting machines the entire way. And it's like, you can vary it a little bit. But I do enjoy the combat, and I do enjoy all that. So it's not terrible.
Who posted booty pictures?
So that's okay. I'm all right with it.
I'm sorry, Kevin. He gonna post Goku booty pictures like in the middle of your.
Not that.
No.
And then I look down.
So I was like, my bad, Snips. I'm like, yo, who posted?
It's not me for once.
Moogly moogly, friends.
But I am happy that you're finally playing it, because part 2 was supposed to come out this year. I think it's getting delayed, but I'm happy you're finally running through Horizon Zero Dawn. Any more suggestions before we move on?
Shoot. Anime related suggestion. I don't have anything for what I call normie TV or live action shows. I will say for anime wise, and I may have mentioned this before, but their RE0 Starting Life in Another World, really messed up show. It's the kind of show where like every time you think something good happens, the person who wrote it's like, nah, and then they just make everything worse. It's a real sadistic kind of show, but it is a pretty good watch. They have season 1 and the first half of season 2. Second half of seasons 2 started airing today, I believe. So if you're not caught up on that one, go watch it. It's a good mind F kind of anime that'll mess with you and kind of keep you on the edge of your seat the whole time. So I recommend that one.
DallazMan, what's your suggestion? First half of the year. First suggestion of the year.
Ooh, first suggestion of the year. Okay, let me see. So games wise, I suggest that we go and play. So if you have not yet experienced it, you sort of owe it to yourself, especially if you like open world stuff. I'm doing quotes because it's very early. I keep wanting to call it Watch Dogs. It's Sleeping Dogs. Go play Sleeping Dogs. Like once you get the hang,
got it. Okay.
Once you get the hang of the combat,
Dogs, yeah.
once you get the hang of the combat, it is some of the best combat in a game like it. Especially considering how early on in like open world it was. It's just, oh my god, like just for real. Also, I'll probably be going back to streaming it after this. So y'all meet me on Twitch. Yeah, you know
Yes,
what it is.
indeed.
Yeah.
Secondly, um, if you want an anime, if you want something like cerebral, I guess is the word.
Ooh,
Code Geass, Lelouch of the Rebellion.
that's a good show.
Yes.
Good show. A lot of
It's
people didn't like how
man.
they ended the second season, but I think they did it right. I think they did it right.
Yeah, exactly. And everything led in so perfect from season one to the next one. And yeah, besides that, I think one of my last suggestions was Queen's Gambit, and it was about a chess champion. This
That show's
takes
far.
a kind of vibe from that, right? And it takes the whole chess motif and translate it into anime, and they go way too far, and you'll love it. Second or third, I guess, another show. This is a live action anime. I didn't actually realize that they had a cartoon of it, like an actual animated anime of it, but I think they do. I just happened to stumble across it on Netflix and thought it was fire. It's called Alice in Borderland.
Let's go. That was my one suggestion
That's the
today.
best.
So
Robin,
Yeah.
bro.
freaking good, bro.
I was
Oh
thinking-
my god. Because it was a manga. It was based off a manga. That was my one suggestion today, Dallas, and you hit the nail on the head. So freaking good.
Man.
But continue.
That said, since I've already got two and you only had that one, I'm gonna cut it right here. Y'all just come join me on Twitch after this whole thing. We'll talk about it. In the meantime, I'm gonna let Fame have his suggestion.
Yeah, man. Alice in Borderland. For those who haven't, I didn't know it was based off a manga. I want to go read the manga now. But basically, everybody in Japan showed up missing for whatever reason. People playing these games. You almost get like a not a funnier version of like Saw like Trap, but it's games you have to play, and like there's puzzles you have to solve to get in and out of certain places, or like you have to try to work together to do certain things, or turn against people to get out the room. But it's very gory, funny in some parts. It's really messed up in some parts. It's definitely worth it. I started watching it at like 7 o'clock at night one day, and with me and my wife, and she left, and I was up to like 4 o'clock in the morning, like I had to watch every episode. Like I couldn't stop watching it. Like
Absolutely.
so
And
now,
PyCon Fusion is right. It is just like Gantz. It does remind you of Gantz.
yes,
Oh yeah.
it is a must watch. Watch it. I'm a person like to listen to it in its native tongue. That's the best way to watch it. But it's a must watch, and I'm sitting here geeked up. Can't wait for season 2 because even though I won't get it for 3 or 4 years, like Alice in Borderlands is fire, and you need to watch it. Please go watch it. Hugger.
Ooh.
So I'm gonna suggest for movies, the Studio Ghibli movies. I'm gonna give you a little suggestion. I turned Fame onto it. Opera browser
Turn
has a
Fame
built-in
on.
VPN. It's not great, but it's a VPN that you can use to get into other countries. Like I know Canada, we have the Studio Ghibli movies. I don't know if you guys do, but we have full Lord of the Rings. We have all kinds of things that come to us first. So Studio Ghibli movies for anime, I'm gonna say either watch Full Metal Alchemist or Eva. Either the Neon Genesis Evangelion. Hit the classics because it's 2021. Start your anime year off right. For games, I'll say, and I know y'all are gonna roast me for this, Dauntless for my indie game, because Dauntless
Oh
Is-
man.
Fame. Fame, put those headphones back on, Promiscuous Testiculus.
We need to clip this face right now. That's a meme face. We can make that into a
Somebody-
meme.
goodness.
That's beautiful.
Please take a picture of this and send me Fame's face so we can just put it in all
Like,
kinds of
no,
memes.
you didn't.
That's a no, you did.
You mean to tell me?
No, listen, because I've messaged you about the new update, and I've been playing it. You haven't. Dauntless is changed because where they were before, the Rand's Gate has been destroyed, and they're in a new area. And the basic hunts are not timed anymore, so you can hunt any animals you want for as long as you want. There's a glider. There's skill trees. There's prestige for the weapons, where you get to a certain level and you re-prestige them and get them
Oh, they have
stronger
skill
and
trees
stronger.
now? I don't remember skill trees.
There's this is like Anybody who's played Dauntless before and hasn't touched it in the last 6 months is not going to recognize Dauntless now because there's so much, and there's lore they put in. There's a whole bunch of things.
Face, though, I love it.
Anybody who took a picture of Fame's face, please send it to us.
You know how much slander I received on this podcast for Dauntless?
Yes, but Dauntless is now a whole ass game. So
in Hugger's defense, though, when we was running it, like when it first came out, Hugger is one of the only people that ran it with.
Yeah,
I was playing with him for a while. We had quite a few sessions.
All the slander I received for Dauntless.
But now, Fame, seriously, you go into there and you play it, you'll be like, "This is not the game I started."
So does that mean we can all link back up and finally have the game that we were talking about for like a year and a half?
I'm on.
Let's do it. Yeah, I downloaded. What did I download for y'all that you never ended up playing ever?
That was Hugger's fault because she got mad at Dallas.
Online? Yeah.
Oh, Fantasy Star Online. I thought you meant Golf with Friends.
Yeah, it was golf. For AAA games, I'm gonna say because I started streaming it and because we just saw a little bit of the second game, the Stalker series. Shadow of Chernobyl is the first one. Clear Skies and then Call of Pripyat. Great games, very hard games. Game destroyed my soul. And if you want to watch something that is ongoing and streaming right now, the AGDQ, the Awesome Games Done Quick, is a speedrunning event. I know there's a lot of controversy behind the event, but if you want to watch somebody beat Dark Souls and Bloodborne in like an hour and a half and make you feel bad about every single game you've ever played, that's the event to watch.
Was telling me about that. He's a big speedrunner fan.
It's so good. Like watching somebody beat Sekiro and all bosses minutes. And all mini bosses. It's like, or beat Mass Effect. I mean, Mass Effect can't be beaten glitchless in a reasonable time, but like with glitches, 2 hours. I was like, oh, my heart.
Hey, really quick, Glizzy God. It doesn't have a campaign. You can play solo, but it's so much better when you playing with people. But you could play a solo.
Actually, not really anymore. Does it matter if you play with people because you guys can go off on your own hunting campaigns and just pick like, and it's way different than it was before.
So you trying to give us a tour of the new stuff, the new hotness, or not?
We got to get up on it. I remember before Dauntless came out. I remember playing with the developers at PAX. Dallas, you was there. We were playing Dauntless with the developers. Yeah, so I've been But listen, I want to say this. Go ahead.
To anybody that's watching, first of all, thank you guys for hanging out with us. It's a messed up world right now, but we're trying to take your mind off it. Kev streams, Citizen streams. He's the god among us with FPSs and stuff. So like, go watch him. Dallas is streaming. He kicking it old school all the time. Fame is our FMV guy. If you like full motion videos, if you like, I'll check my DM after hustle. If you like, he's still got to play more of the complex for me.
I do. And tell me why.
Yeah, and Ponytail Guy, man. Ponytail Guy kicks my stream's ass. We are all here for you. Demi is going to get back to streaming soon. Like, we appreciate you guys. And if you guys want to be on the podcast, this year we're reaching out to more people that are not just YouTubers, We want to, if you play like 2 games and you got some expertise, we're going to hit you up, okay? You don't be scared. We're here to make you comfortable. We're here. 2021 is just here to support each other. So thank you for being here. Thank you for rocking with us, and love you guys.
Listen, and our noses are never turned up in the air. If you want to become a part of the Level 1 Gaming family, hit us up.
Sometimes my nose is up in the air, but that's just if I'm looking up.
We will never blow off your messages. We will never give you the runaround. We're gonna always be straightforward with you. If you want to join Level 1 Gaming family,
come onto your stuff and leave early.
Yep. You want to come onto Level 1 Gaming family in a way, shape, or form, whether it's a writer. We're currently trying to build out 2 new shows to fill out the week. Our plan is to have a show every week. Different panels, different people. A show, my bad, every day, not every week. I'm sorry. A show every day. Right now, we're trying to fill in the week. But then eventually we're gonna move on to the weekend. We want to show every single day on this channel. You got a personality, and you want to join level 1, and you want to help us build something great. Cause that's what we're doing, right? We building something. This is the first day or first podcast in 2021. We're trying to build something great. We did some great things in that 7 months. Shout out to Dallas who did our press kit. We did some great things. I must have said something reckless. Hugger laughing.
No,
Oh, okay.
I'm about to post something reckless right at the end.
Okay, so
not this again.
So here's the
Let me go
thing.
ahead and get my reckless post ready.
Dallas is
No.
Anyway,
So if you
guys enjoyed Level 1 Gaming first podcast.
if you don't really want to write about games, you want to write about music, you want to write about webcast, maybe you want to start a music podcast, anything. You want to join Level 1 family, hit us up, man. Hit us up. We're always looking to grow our family. If you got a great personality and you looking to have some fun, you looking to get in this gaming industry, y'all wilding, hit us up. With that being said, tomorrow is a Take 2 podcast, and then Friday we do have another episode of Peep Game. Again, with all that said, congratulations, you guys are leveled up to 137. This was the WSP podcast. We will see you guys next Wednesday or tomorrow for Take 2, Friday for Peep Game, and we out. Peace.
Bunch of heathens.
Annyeong.
Onions.